I think we have to be very versatile. My background, a lot of it has to do with science and being analytical, and also in business side of things. It has a lot of attributes also in government side. Government side, we have to understand who our clients are, and our clients are our constituents. And our constituents have certain demands and certain needs and so on. It is my job to listen and really listen and understand what are their concerns, what are their needs, and what's best to go ahead and put the both worlds together in regards to the policy wise and the regulatory side, and how am I going to be able to fulfill the constituents' needs and the citizens' needs. Our city is one of the 88 cities here in Los Angeles County. We are at the 605 and the 210 freeway, and one of the most famous part of our city is we're called the City of Health. Furthermore, we have City of Hope is in our city. It's world known. We actually have the best performing arts high school here in California. The #1 performing arts high school is here in our city. It's called CS Arts also. So these two are pretty famous all around the country or all around California, especially City of Hope. City of Hope is the largest employer here in the San Gabriel Valley. As a matter of fact, they have close to 10,000 people being employed here every day. In addition to City of Hope and also with CS Arts, we do have a lot of the driving engines that are car dealerships. So we have a lot of car dealerships, and then some retail shops such as we have Walmart, and we also have Target and so on to drive the sales tax and so on. It's pretty interesting. I think when I got elected, there weren't that many Asians. There's still a lot of, it's still growing. So maybe in 2013, we have maybe 20-some% Caucasians. We have maybe 8% African Americans, somewhat 8 or 7% Asians, and then we have the rest are Latinos. Now we have probably close to 17 to 18% now are Asians. We still have 20-some% Caucasians. We would like to see any kind of good economic development that would drive our city to thrive, right? I would imagine most of the elected officials or city managers would love to do that. And my vision really is because we're called a City of Health here in City of Duarte. So what does that really mean? If you understand a little bit more about Shuangzhichen or City of Hope, they're not just a hospital. They actually make drugs. They develop drugs over there. And what I want to do is to empower a lot of these 博士 or PhDs and medical doctors that if they want to go ahead and do something or some kind of advancement or some kind of R&D, they can go ahead and come right next to us, right next to City of Hope, and then do their own startup. So I have always imagined or have a vision of having a row of all these incubators, biotechnology startup incubators here in our city. And I think #1 is going to drive a lot of economic development, and #2, look, we want to help people, especially in oncology side. There's a lot more people now, especially in Asia, in China, in Vietnam, in all these developing countries. A lot of these people are experiencing the unprecedented amount of cancer going up. So if we're able to go ahead and help them in a way, that would be fantastic for a little small city like us. We want to, I really believe in art, believe it or not, even though that, everyone thinks that I'm a policy maker, I'm a deal maker, or I am a business person. the inside my heart really is about art. It's about emotion. It's about art. When I was younger, I was always pretty talented in art. When I can see it, I can draw it. It's really interesting. So I think that there's so much creativity in young people. We want to give them an opportunity for them to go ahead and grow, especially performing arts, or visual art, or any kind of graphical art, or even architecture. So I have communicated with USC Architecture School and say, hey, would you like to maybe perhaps do a program with our high school over here to create a 4-year program for them to really learn about architecture, and by the time they're done, they can go straight to USC. So I think if we're able to instill that kind of culture and that kind of vision, and having like an art district or something where kids or young folks or whoever are able to go ahead and sit there and talk about their ideas and talk about their vision, and if there's a way even for us to enable them or help them to get started with these kind of dreams, that would be great. Well, can we talk about people first, because people really is the main factor. I really do understand economically it really damaged a lot, and as a matter of fact, I still remember last year at that time it was just so tough, especially for our city. We lost a lot of people. We lost so many people, unfortunately, due to COVID. It's because I think we didn't really understand how COVID was being transmitted and the root causes, and how do we go ahead and remediate all these potentials for all these people being infected. And it took us a long time to go ahead and figure it out. Me working with the Board of Supervisors, the County Board of Supervisors, and also working with the Department of Public Health and so on. We finally, I think, people do, in America, people still debate about, do we wear masks, do we not wear a mask, or should we be vaccinated or not be vaccinated, right? So it's just, that's the nature of America. We're a democracy. It's very, very democratic in a way that we get to debate. Nonetheless, we have that kind of under control now. And let's go back, during that time, it was pretty tough. The economy was actually really just going down really bad, and to be quite honest, at that time I really tried to promote the economic drive and so on, but everything just stopped, and it was very, very tough, and I felt really bad, right? So now it's very, very different. If you look at the chart of last year around 2020, the job market just completely went down. But somehow it turned this into an opportunity now that the job market is actually going up, right? As you guys know, there are a lot of jobs, out there now. I think a lot of people started working from home. People needed more broadband, and that brought a lot of different opportunities. And people working from home, they need more computers, more whatever. So it's like bringing from one sector going to another sector. Now that I see a lot more opportunities for a lot of people to do data analytics or any kind of work from home kind of opportunities out there. It's definitely thriving, and I don't think we are out of the woods in terms of the economy wise, but hopefully it will continue on to go ahead and thrive. Unfortunately, I really have to say that was, from my observation, it was really instilled by, at that time, our president. For him to use those kind of words and say the Chinese whatever virus, and just the paralingual and the tones, it really enabled a lot of people didn't have these kind of notion or ideas, and gave them a pathway to say it is okay to go ahead and do that. Well, I want to tell everyone in the world that it is not okay to go ahead and do anything like that to anyone. We should always be able to be fair with everyone. And I want to share something with you. My city is so unique in a way that we respect everyone. And that's how it really should be on earth. There's nothing like, oh, you're far more superior than another person, whatever, so on. Those colonial days should be repressed, or should really be gone. And it really should be about how can I help you and how can I serve you. As an elected myself, I'm always here. I don't care what color you are. I'm still going to do my 110% to help you. So for that kind of racial discriminations, it's really sad for me. It's really sad for me to go ahead and see this kind of stuff. So for me, there are two things I can go ahead and do. One, I'd be very, very fearful, right? And want to go ahead and fight back. Or two, I need to really understand them. Or if they don't understand, I need to educate them that we're all the same. And we need to go ahead and talk to more of these people and let them understand that, hey, we're just like everyone else. We need to be, and that's how you gain your respect, right? And I think in a way that if we can talk to them or talk to whoever, and I still see it sometimes, right? And especially those people that, hey, they're looking at me a little bit funny or whatever and so on. Well, go and talk to them. And it will be quite shocking, especially when I'm talking to them. I have no accent. They're like, but you know what? It's getting better. It's really getting better. That I think that was just a small little hiccup in our American history. Overall, I see that majority of the people really do like to work with everyone. Unfortunately, that chapter of American history, it was just quite toxic for a lot of different ethnicities, especially even just Asians or even the Latinos or even the blacks, right? The Black Lives Matters and so on. I think hopefully in the future, we will not see these kind of stuff again here in America. China is always thriving, and Chinese, your work ethics is definitely different from United States. Chinese people work very, very hard, and Chinese people have a lot of love too. And the thing is, China is able to go ahead and thrive and change quickly too. In America, it's quite different, right? If Trump says something about it, or whoever says something about it, every single level will fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you, right? So it's just the nature of democracies. But sometimes it's more geared towards democracies and freedom. I think that in China, in my belief, it is geared for, hey, I have a lot of people. I got to go ahead and do what's good for the majority. Always think about the majority, and think about how I'm able to make things the most effective and the most efficient way, right? And that's why you're able to go ahead and grow so quick, so fast. I'll give you an example. If you want to go ahead and build a high-speed railroad, right? And you guys have it in China, it can go so fast, and it's such a good ride. I brought a lot of different delegations of elected officials, and they all go to China. They're like, wow, this is amazing. They've never seen it before, because the American culture and how we portray China is still in the 1800s with sampans or people wearing straw hats or something like that, right? But people need to need to really understand, if you go to China, China is probably 10 years ahead of the United States, if not even more. So for that to happen, China really has a way to make things happen quickly. Like I said, if I want that high-speed railroad from Beijing all the way to Shanghai, I can go ahead and make it happen in 3 years. In America, I've been talking about this, high-speed railroad for, I don't know, maybe like 30, 40 years now. It's still talking. It's still a dream, right, about it. And, I talked to someone in Luoyang, right? Luoyang, very, very, the mayor is young mayor. And I said, 市长, tell me about your city. And he said, I am able to build 4 highways, 4 subways, and 6 subways and 4 high-speed railroads all at the same time. What can I do, right? They can go ahead and build a whole entire city in 3 to 5 years. What can I do here? I'll be honest with you. The difference is that because we're democratic, we really care about the people, which, there's nothing wrong with that too. But in 3 to 5 years, I can probably give you a report, right? If we want to really be more competitive in this world, we have to go ahead and change in America.